Hey everybody, how you doing?
Good.
Thanks for replying. This evening's speech is, well, the whole event is about horizons, and so my interpretation of horizons was about expanding your horizons, trying new things and breaking the mold. So I went ahead with a speech that was oriented towards that. Now, I can't tell you how to be happy, but I can give you a few tips. And this speech was designed specifically for my high school seniors because every year we enter into this season. And the season is where us adults give grade 12 students unsolicited advice about their life. Here's what you have to do. Here's what you need to think. So I thought I would put it all in a speech and get it over with at one fell swoop. And that's what I did here. But this is also for anybody who might want to absorb it as well. So I hope you enjoy. First off, life is just simply not easy. So one of the first tips is that you just have to try your best. Even when you're an adult, sometimes you don't really know what you're doing. But you have to try your best and act like you know what you're doing, and sometimes just put a smile on your face. It all starts in high school, of course, and most of the individuals in here are in high school, and if you're not in high school, you're soon probably going to be in high school. Now, high school is a great time, and it's a lot of fun, and there's a lot of good things to do. But first and foremost, everybody has to make the grades. You have to get good grades, right? So I know that there's a lot of pressure, but try to find some time to relax as well. We're all going to have all of this social pressure on us, from our parents and from teachers and from the administrators and anyone in your life. But just do your best, because there's nothing more you can actually do. And if you just do your best, you'll find that you'll end up being very happy as well. We're all going to have our embarrassing moments. Here's anything that you do in high school where a picture is taken of you, later on in your life, it's going to look embarrassing. Here's a photo of me from high school. I'm quickly taking it away so no one can take photos of it. Thank you. Notice the earrings. I thought I was so cool back then. Anyway, the point is this. Take the photos, embarrass yourself, do the embarrassing things, get on stage and dance, do the crazy stuff, because you're going to look back on high school and any time when you're doing embarrassing things, and you're going to wish that you'd done them because it's going to make you better for the experience. So the first piece of advice I have for you is just go do things. And of course that directly relates to the idea of expanding your horizons because that's what it means. So make sure that you go out there and be brave and take chances. Like I said, you're going to miss a lot of things in high school, and one of them is going to be events like this. These are really great, so hold on to these and cherish these. Because when you're my age, you're going to look back on them, and they're going to be fond memories. So then, of course, for graduating seniors, the next question is, well, what about university? What do I need to know about university? So I want to take a quick survey for all of the young people in here. Please raise your hand if this fits your criteria. Raise your hand if you're worried about university. Anything about university, raise your hand. Teachers, you can keep your hands down. Thank you. Yes, that's okay, because I'm here to tell you that you will be worried about things, and it's completely natural. Often, you can put your hands down. Thank you. It's all hot. No, I'm kidding. I'm here to tell you that that's okay. You can be afraid of things because fear is one of the biggest steps that drives us to growth. As soon as we're afraid of something, for example, all the young men and women up here giving speeches tonight, all of them are afraid of giving public speeches, but they're doing it anyway. And that's expanding their horizons. That's going to help them grow. So doing all of these things, just like I said before, embarrassing yourself and doing these things, I think is really good, actually, even if you feel uncomfortable doing it. The other thing that students always say is, well, university is going to be so hard. But guess what? The IB is pretty hard, too. You do this IB every day, and you work really, really hard, because when you get to university, you're going to be fully prepared for it. That's quite literally my job, actually. And so when you go to university, I think you're going to be very well prepared, and you don't really have to be that worried about it. I remember when I was graduating from high school, and I was really worried about how hard university is going to be. But of course it wasn't easy, but it wasn't as hard as I thought. In fact, I actually graduated. So that was nice. The other really good thing about going to university is that everybody's in the same boat, which means everyone's going through the same experiences. And that really is a good chance to bond with people around you, your own age, and even teachers and professors, because they're there to help you. And what I'm trying to say is that there's always a support system in place. So even if you feel like you're falling out of the boat, there's someone there to catch you and bring you back. There's a lot of ways you can also cope with any feelings you might have about university, and I've written down just a few of them up here. Number one, get involved with things. Just like expanding your horizons and trying new things, go out and do some sports, because that's a great way to meet people. And activities are also great ways to meet people. And anytime you're meeting people, you're building a support network and helping yourselves. So join in all kinds of activities. If someone asks you to do a new activity, just say yes. Possibly the biggest piece of advice that I have tonight is this one. Just smile. It gets you out of trouble. It helps you make friends. And above all, it tells everybody else who doesn't know you that they can talk to you. It makes you approachable. It's a really good piece of advice, and I hope everyone can do it. Not like the Joker and Batman. Don't smile like that. Another thing that you can do is get a part-time job, because you can get a little bit of pocket money to spend, and also you can meet lots of friends through that as well. That's a pretty big tip for students going into university for their first year. And of course, meeting new people is really important, because maybe you might meet that special someone eventually, which of course is definitely expanding your horizons, right? Here's a quote, I'm just going to let you read it. I think it's brilliant. I think it speaks for itself. If you don't know who this is, it's arguably the best boxer of all time. And I just really like where this sits. Everyone was a beginner, so don't be afraid of it. Common question. What happens if I change my major? Again, it's okay. People do it a lot. But to explain to you why it's okay, I'd like to do a little bit of math. So let's say that in the average country, you're going to work about 40 hours per week after you graduate university. Out of the total 112 hours of the week that you're awake, what percentage is this? 36% of your life. You're going to be at your job. So when students ask, well, what happens if I change my major? What happens if you don't? Then you end up at a job that you don't like for the rest of your life? Don't do that. You're going to spend a lot of time at work. So change your major and find something that you really like if you think the thing you're studying is maybe not for you. You're going to work until you're 65 years old. So that's a lot of time, like I said, at work. Okay, so here's a couple of statistics for you. One of the numbers is 80%, and the other number is 10%. The 80% refers to how many people change their major in university. 80% of students change their major. So it's very common, and it's really not that big of a deal. 10% is actually the amount of people who change their major more than once. So again, don't worry about it. It's totally fine. Pick something that you like. Yeah? And this piece of information is also very telling, I think. It says that a lot of the jobs in the future that are going to exist when you guys move into the workforce and get jobs, they don't even exist yet. What are we going to do with ChatGPT and artificial intelligence? Go and explore those things in university. That's a great way to find an interesting job. All right. One last tip for everybody is just work hard. Work harder than the person sitting next to you right now. Work harder than your boss. Work harder than your teacher. just work as hard as you can, and you're definitely going to be just fine. And it starts in school, guys, said the teacher. All right, so in summary, doing all these things is going to make you happy. Well, I'm not going to guarantee it. But I definitely don't think that doing these things is going to hurt, okay? Make sure that you're always trying new things, smiling, and always working really hard because, well, why not? Thank you for your time.